Disabled and terminally ill children are at the heart of everything that Newlife does. Their needs come first. We focus on making a difference to real families in real communities across the UK. Newlife operates a unique recycling operation, and while this gives us our core funding, we need to make sure that every child gets the help that they need. We will guarantee to any donor or fundraiser that 100% of their gift will make a difference to a child in their community. Newlife supports disabled children and their families in 4 key ways. First of all, we fund medical research because that's the real hope for the future, that we can improve children's health and combat these conditions. We fund Newlife nurses, and these nurses make sure that families feel supported and are given the information they help, and that's a free national helpline. We provide grants and loans of equipment because so many children can't get the practical help that they need, but Newlife does deliver it, and we deliver it fast and to children across the UK. And finally, we fund work to raise awareness and to campaign for a better deal for families and children, so that in the future our disabled children will get the very best chance of being the best that they can possibly be.
We've been working in this area now for over 20 years, and we certainly recognise that research is the lifeblood of modern medicine. In my clinical practice as a geneticist, we used to have great difficulty telling parents why their children were born with some form of disability, but now with new research we're beginning to understand that better and beginning to offer diagnosis and in some cases treatment and prevention for some of these disorders. Over those 20 years, the Newlife Foundation has funded around 200 projects and raised £14 million. That work has gone to identify over 50 genes, and that has made a great deal of difference to families with inherited disorders.
Newlife is here to help the families of disabled children, whether they have a recognised condition or whether they remain undiagnosed. Newlife provides a professional, confidential service to families via the web, email, internet or by our nurse helpline. Newlife estimates that there are 1 million disabled children in the UK. 1 in 16 babies are born with a disability and others are affected daily by illnesses and accidents. In England alone, 40,000 children are diagnosed with life-limiting conditions. This is an increase of 30% in the last 10 years. As statutory cutbacks hit hard, our families are most affected and they are turning to charities for the help and support that they need. In the last year alone, Newlife was able to support 13,500 families.
Equipment has the power to change the lives of disabled children and their families. Equipment can provide beds that allow children to sleep free of pain at night, specialist wheelchairs which give the children the independence to go to school and play with their friends, and communication aids which enable children to tell their parents that they love them. Newlife has funded over £8.2 million on specialist equipment to help over 5,400 disabled and terminally ill children since 2005. Newlife supplies equipment grants for those with long-term needs, kit boxes for those with play and developmental needs, and equipment loans for children who just can't wait.
Ruby's got Kleefstra syndrome, which is a deletion on a 9th chromosome, which means she was born with a hole in her heart, which she had repaired. She is one of just under 300 in the world that has Kleefstra syndrome. Ruby can't sit in a normal buggy because her tone means that she slips down in it or falls side to side. So we went to an exhibition and found a special buggy that we really wanted, but we couldn't afford it because it was £3,500. Ruby's physio told us about Newlife, so we contacted them. We downloaded the application form off the internet. It's really easy and quick to fill in, and that's just made life so much easier. Physically, Ruby needs help now with walking. We were allowed to apply yearly to Newlife for more equipment. For us to save up for it, we just wouldn't be able to afford it. So we can give Ruby the best because of Newlife. So then, fingers crossed, get her walking.
Being a paediatrician, I'm fully aware that the development of an infant and child is absolutely crucial for their future health and well-being. If you look inside these boxes, there are all kinds of toys that we take for granted but are incredibly important for the development of the child. Now, why are these boxes so expensive? Well, when you do put them all together in a package like that, they come out to about £300, which is a lot of money for a family who may be struggling for many reasons to purchase for their child. So Newlife is now invested in a program in order to provide these kit boxes to children and their families who are well deserving of this support, where they can borrow these kit boxes for 3 or 4 months. So this is an incredibly worthwhile venture to support. It has practical, early and instant benefit to the children who are helped by Newlife.
Families of children with terminally ill conditions have been unable to get the equipment that they desperately need. Newlife's Just Can't Wait service ensures that they get the appropriate piece of equipment within 72 hours of an urgent application being received.
Part of Newlife's mandate is to campaign for a better deal for disabled children and to highlight their complex needs. Today, there are over 250,000 disabled children living without specialist equipment. It can take families up to 5 years to get a diagnosis for their disabled child. Paediatric services are struggling to support disabled children, and there is a postcode lottery of provision. 4 in 10 disabled children live in poverty. Campaigning has led to a change in the Road Traffic Act. Up to 70,000 disabled children can now access high-spec wheelchairs. Campaigning really does make a difference.
Often I explain to people that disabled children and their families have to fight for everything, that they're very often turned down for the equipment and support that they need. Most people find that this is really surprising. They think that here in the UK, surely we help those most in need, the most vulnerable. But the truth is that if it wasn't for Newlife, thousands of families and thousands of children would simply go without. I hope that now you've learnt more about Newlife, you will think about supporting us to help more children in the future. Remember that if it was your child that was affected, you would want the very best for them. So I'm asking you to help us deliver the very best to those children in urgent need. Thank you.